What's going on YouTube? Kevin here with a video review of the JayBird Freedom Wireless Bluetooth Stereo Headphones. Now I know that's a mouthful to say, but there is a lot of good stuff to say about these headphones. So yeah, I want to thank JayBird Gear for sending this out to me before review, so go ahead and check out their website, guys. Link will be down below in the description as always. So as the name implies, these are wireless stereo Bluetooth headphones, which a lot of people kind of mistake the name. They think, oh, Bluetooth, both of these earpieces are somehow not connected, but indeed there is a wire, as you see here, connecting the two headphones, just to clear that up before any of you guys ask. They are wireless in the fact that you don't actually have to physically have them attached to the device that's playing the audio. That's all it really means. But let's go over some of the things that it comes with. In the package, it comes with a hard shell carrying case. I'm not a huge fan of this. It has a weak hinge that I don't particularly like, but it does protect your earbuds very well. Inside there is a really soft fabric lining that will prevent scratches or damage to your headphones, and it also has a strap to help hold your headphones in place, which I find not really necessary. But it is magnetic, so it does help keep the case close, and that's very nice. The next thing that comes with are various ear tips to fit inside different size ears. They also come with ear clips or little hooks that hook around your ear to secure it even more, and also comes with hexagonal cushions, which I will explain a little bit later in the video. It also comes with an 8-pin micro USB that you will use to charge it. You probably don't have one of these laying around your house, so if you do lose it, you might have to go buy one. But that's that. And it also comes with a user manual to teach you guys how exactly what you need to know to pair your headphones, to see what all the different functions are, etc., etc. Basically, the normal user manual. You actually might want to read through that, surprise, because there are a good amount of things and the different functions of all the different buttons on the headphones. So like I said earlier, this does feature a tangle-free cord that actually connects the two earbuds. You see that right here. However, these aren't really, they are tangle-free in that if you put them in your pocket or throw them in your bag, you can easily pull them apart, but that also has to do with the short length. But I do not like these headphones, at least the wire, because sometimes it does get caught on your clothing. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, normal headphones get caught on your clothing even more. And yes, that's true. But sometimes when you put this around your head and then you turn your head to the left or the right too far, sometimes it pulls out your earbud because the cable gets caught, under, the back collar of your shirt or something of the sort. So that's something to note in case you guys were wondering. The comfort of these headphones is very good. I can wear these for hours and they won't hurt so long as you have the right size ear tips. Each of these fastening mechanisms, from the earbuds to the little clips to even these new hexagonal cushions, these things all help to secure your headphones very well. They're all very comfortable, again, if you have the right size. Now, I'm going to take a little break here to discuss these things. Mostly they're self-explanatory. The little ear tips, as you guys know, they come with comes with different sets of tips for different size ears. You have these, which hold them in your ear. They're not in-ear headphones, mind you, but they do isolate sound pretty decently. You have these ear clips that hook around the actual earbud itself, and then you hook it around your ear like a normal Bluetooth headset. And you have these things, which are these hexagonal little cushions, and then you put them around the headphones, and then you're supposed to rotate into your ear, and the user manual goes into that. I will show a little picture of that in case you guys don't get it, but you're supposed to put it on and then put it in your ear and then rotate a little bit forward so that this part goes into the little curve in your ear to fasten it. So together, these two things aren't really necessary, the clip and the cushion, but they do help secure your headphones a lot better than just the earbud, the ear tips alone. So that's just something to note as well. These headphones were made for, they're supposed to be like water resistant and most importantly sweat resistant. These are supposed to be like sports, for sporty people, those active athletic people who exercise a lot and want to listen to their music, but they don't want to have that tether running from their headphones to their iPod, their iPhone, or whatever. So these are pretty much water resistant. Everything is sealed in. There is like an audio transparent gauze on the microphone, but that allows sound to go through, albeit not very good audio. But everything's pretty much sealed off, so if you get some sweat on them or a little bit of water on them, it shouldn't be a huge deal so long as you don't like submerge them underwater or something. But they do stay in pretty darn well with exercising with the fastening mechanisms, and I may or may not show a clip of me doing some embarrassing breakdancing here. So just something to note, they do stay in pretty well, whether you're upside down, on your head, twisting around, jumping around, whatever. Pretty darn good job with those fastening mechanisms like I just mentioned. Also, they're very lightweight for their size. Now, this isn't to say that, oh, you're going to forget that you have them in your head. You're always going to know that you have them on, mainly because when there's audio going on, obviously. But if they're decently large. I mean, take a look at these things. They're, a decent size. And so you're not going to forget that these are on your head. They're not that lightweight, but they're still lightweight enough that, they're not heavy. They don't, bother you. Let's put it at that. The build quality is also pretty good. I didn't really have any problems with any of the cables fraying or any of the buttons like messing up or whatever. The only thing I have to complain about is that this is made of shiny plastic, and you can see micro scratches in the body of the earbud. Not a huge fan of that, but again, it's not like I, take pristine condition of these headphones. I do kind of roughhouse them a little bit, so that explains that. So since these are Bluetooth headphones, really the one thing you guys pretty much want to know is, are they worth the money that they're worth for the sound that you get out of them? And the answer is yes. Okay, so these retail for $99 in the United States, and I'll have to say I'm pretty impressed with the audio quality with it. Granted, they aren't the best pair of headphones you will ever own in terms of the audio quality, but you gotta give some slack considering that it's Bluetooth, and a lot of Bluetooth headphones out there are relatively expensive, and $100, I'm not saying that's cheap, but it's a decent price for these headphones because these are pretty darn good quality for the audio quality is what I mean. Overall, the sound is pretty good. On the back of the box and actually on their website, and I will show this graphic right here, you do actually have kind of the overall EQ of it. You see that it's pretty level, and I will have to say that this is accurate. The bass, you might want to think, oh, I want some punchy bass in here, which it does deliver punchy bass, but it's not bass heavy. There's a little difference. The bass is there, you can hear it. It's punchy, but not overwhelming. It is very responsive, which is awesome. I thought I was going to lose that bass in there, but the bass is pretty good. The mids were good. The trebles, you saw on the EQ diagram, and maybe it'll still be up, but you see when it gets to the very, very high trebles, it kind of dips down, and I can confirm this. I listen to all different types of music, from drum and bass normally is what I use to test out the bass, and then some of my other normal songs, quote unquote, to test out the mids and the trebles. And I will have to say, when it got up to the really high trebles with some vocals and maybe some instrument solos, those kind of got a little bit iffy, and you could kind of hear a little bit of distortion. Also, to go with that, distortion is not a huge problem because these headphones, they do get very loud and they do get distorted at those very high sound levels. However, if you do get it up that loud, you're probably going to burst out your ears before you notice any distortion. At least, well, you'll have to turn on pretty darn loud to hear any distortion at all. So these are pretty good for normal listening volumes. You shouldn't experience any distortion in the audio, but it's pretty good overall with that. The thing is that to get this good quality, you need to have a good seal, and if you don't need, like I said earlier, to have these fastening mechanisms on. You don't have to have this clip here. You don't have to have these cushions on, but they do help to push that into your ear a little bit better. But if not, you can just push it in with your hand. Not a huge deal with that. So the audio quality is pretty good, and I'm not really gonna go much more into that. All you have to do is look at that EQ chart that I just showed. I will be putting a link to the website so you can see more of it. But the EQ on that is pretty accurate, and I have to say all the stuff that it says on there with the graph, it's accurate, which is what you would hope to expect. So if you need to think about the audio quality, look at that chart. It's accurate, better than probably what I could explain it if I gave examples. But you do need a good seal to get that audio quality. The next thing I want to talk about are some of the bad things about these headphones. I do praise them for their good audio quality, but there are some things that physically or within the functioning of the headphones that I do not like. Number one, the buttons are really gummy and really difficult to push. Now, I mean difficult, I mean they're not like, I expect to just push and done, but these are really gummy, and I don't like that. And that's partly because, they're waterproof, or at least sweat proof. So they have to have that kind of seal around them so that if sweat does drip over the button, that, nothing bad happens to it, no sweat leaks into the compartment or the housing of the headphones or anything like that. But just a word of caution that these are a little bit gummy, and I do not like that at all. The up-down button functionality is kind of I don't like it. You would expect that this is the main button. You use it to answer calls, you use it to start, play and pause your music, but you do not double click it or triple click it to go forward and then move back a track respectively. What you have to do is you actually have to hold the up and down buttons on this. Like, you hold the up button, that'll go back a track, you hold the down button and go to the next track. I don't like that because it's very slow. You have to hold it for a good 1 or 2 seconds before it actually beeps, and then it indicates that the song will change, and that's that. So also the volume, if you press it too quickly, it won't register, so you have to very deliberately press the buttons. Again, the whole button thing, I'm not a huge fan of it. Also, when you have this in your ear, and then you push this button, it kind of hurts a little bit because you have to push it in a good amount because it is gummy and it is a little bit resistant to your push. But the buttons overall, not a huge fan of them, but they're not a huge hindrance to the experience of these headphones. Next thing I have to complain is that the USB port is hard to open. I do have fingernails, but it is difficult to open contrary to what you just saw. That was actually pretty darn lucky. But the charging port here, which is 8-pin micro, is very hard to open, which might be a good thing because, you know, the whole sweat-proof thing, it is sealed pretty good with that. Next, what we want to talk about is that the microphone. The microphone is surprisingly bad, and I didn't really think about this. I read this that the microphone had some audio transparent gauze, I think is what it's called, and the microphone's right there. I'm sorry if you can't see it because of the contrast, but it's right underneath the volume down button, and this microphone is bad. And how I judge this is I made calls, you know, with it like a normal Bluetooth headset, and the person on the other end said that I sounded muffled, and I wasn't mumbling or anything. I was speaking normally, nice and loud, and they said, "You sound muffled," and I was like, okay. So then I tried, like, I didn't want a human thing. I actually want something to actually test this, and I have an iPhone 4S, you guys know that, but it also has Siri, as you guys also know. So you press and hold it, you get Siri. And if these headphones are synced to it, and then you activate Siri, and then you talk through the microphone, it is surprisingly inaccurate, both with the normal Siri functions and the Siri dictation. So with these headphones, the microphone is very bad. It's not just me saying that. It's not just, you know, the people I've called who have said that. It actually is quite bad. You have to hold the microphone and talk directly into the microphone and not have it in your ear, because if you have it in your ear, that microphone is definitely not going to pick up your voice clear enough so that it works with you know, Siri or something like that. So the microphone, not good, but I don't really use it for phone calls. If you are someone that uses it, Bluetooth headset for phone calls a lot, maybe you might want to look at another pair, but these aren't completely detrimental. But something to note that the microphone is, you know, quite bad. I have talked to the guy who sent these out to me for review. They say they can't really fix that. It's part of the sweat-proof, you know, thing that if you get water in there, it's not going to really like kill the whole headset, whatever you want to call it. So in short, the JayBird Freedom wireless Bluetooth stereo headset is a very good pair of earphones for the price. I'm not sure really quite what the price range is for Bluetooth headphones, but $100 for the audio quality is pretty good for the fact that it's also wireless and comes with all sorts of these little things to help you enhance your music listening experience. Now, out of a rating out of 10, I have to give it like an 8.5, 8.75. And the 1.25 to 1.5 that I had to take off comes from the fact of the buttons, the functionality, the microphone. Just, you know, that whole setup of the microphone of the headset is not that appealing. Again, the gummy buttons I don't like. The fact that the buttons themselves are not responsive that greatly really bothers me. The microphone is not that great, and for it to be a good headset, those buttons and functions should work in a nice, snappy, and very responsive way. So yeah, but the audio quality is good. So if you're just using it as a pair of headphones, if you're someone that maybe has an iPod Touch or just normal iPod that has Bluetooth or some other MP3 player, it's great for that. It's not really good in terms of, you know, putting the microphone pickup is not that great, and that kind of knocks it down. But for the sound quality, it's pretty good for a wireless pair of headphones. Comes with a carrying case, comes with all these different things to help you that ensure that you have a good music listening experience. So I give it an 8.5 to 8.75. I'm even almost willing to round that up to a 9. So somewhere within that range is what I would rate the JayBird Freedom Bluetooth stereo headphones. I want to thank JayBird Gear for sending this out to me for review. Go ahead and check out their website, guys. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe for more reviews in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video.